Hello, sweet souls. It's DTO in the flow, and welcome to my 5Q interview series. And I want to presence where I am in the world. I am located at Embody, Costa Rica. We are a wellness and retreat center. I'm actually underneath this lovely, gorgeous yogashala. This is an underground podcast where I have my professional recording studio. Once upon a time in 2020, Himalaya and I moved to Costa Rica, had the dream of creating our own peace in the world, truly. And then what organically took place is boom, 2,000 square foot yoga studio, a place for healing, transformation, creativity to come to life. And if you're interested at coming to Embody Costa Rica, our guest today has been here, has been a part of our team, the faculty, and I cannot wait to introduce the amazing Quinne. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm wonderful. It is divine being here with you. Thank you.
Grateful.
Hmm.
And oh my gosh, just so much has transpired in the world and in your journey in life. And so, what I love about these interviews is those people that have known you for years, as well as these brand new people that have yet to meet you, they get to hear how it all started. And before we begin that, I want to make sure everyone knows how to find you up above here. Go to Quinn Play on IG, and you can go to quinnbrownhuffman.com and learn all about the incredible Quinn. Okay, so we're going to play a game here.
My favorite thing.
There we go. We're getting a little drum roll. All right. Every superhero has an origin story. Here it is. How did it all begin?
How did it all begin? I was 5 years old playing under these incredible jacaranda trees in Joburg, South Africa. I had an incredible mother and father and grandmother, Quinta, who led the way and really created space for me to imagine. And it's the clouds and the trees that became some of my greatest teachers as I grew up. And, then school happened and a lot of life happened that kind of shuts these pieces down. And then the origin of my work as it stands today was in 1998, I traveled Europe as a young 18-year-old, and I discovered freedom and innovation, and my imagination got reactivated. It's life just flows. Creative consciousness woke up for me when I found it and lost it again. That's how, the contrast of life really brought me back to the beauty of life and how it expresses and flows through us. And it's so unique to each of us. Mine is words, dance, embody work, metamorphosis, is the endless transformation that's available. And also just color, art, and sound, and voice, and music. It's all the ways that we can play. Productive, loving action, your way, play.
Yes, absolutely. I love those beginning pieces, these star seeds that came. And here we are. We get to have this multi-dimensional experience. You get to have a multicultural and fully like multilingual version of this human experience, which I am so grateful for because I always bow to people that know how to speak multiple languages. And I learned Spanish, and it's a challenge, right? Learning multiple languages. And I feel like that's a great example of when you're in another country and from South Africa, and now you're living in the States, and yeah, it just stretches you and your consciousness and your triggers and your what is this and what is that. And so it sounds lovely that you got to grow up somewhere that is always a part of you. Okay, so as this little girl Quinn playing and absorbing all the energies out
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
question number 2 is, when did you have this, perhaps an aha moment or a slow gliding into you starting to create something that's yours, that's original?
Mm. I had a big experience in around 2018. I had started working as an actress in the early 2000s. You'd think that would be the aha moment, but it was really after I got initiated by the bees. I got stung by about 200, 160, 200 bees at once. It was a tremendous experience. And it was at the end of that year that I woke up from that. And then COVID hit in 2019. And I really just took that opportunity to take the reins back and create from this original, authentic place that is through me, not really from me, but through me. And I had to learn to trust it. And that's when I put 20 years of writing and poetry into an anthology of poems, and that became Sharaiveti, which means Sharaiveti is a Sanskrit word for keep moving. It's that constant flow, keep moving through the emotions, embody movement, and life will flow through and express itself. And that's when the book happened, and I stepped onto stage with some of my favorite people, Ami Kotze and Pops Mohammed and Vuelwa Boy and Nika Smith, and just some of the most amazing artists and humans in my life. And we created together an incredible evening of poetry and prose. And my sister's Esther is an artist, and her art was up there. So it was an incredible co-creation and collaboration, originated from me, through me. It was incredible. And from there, it became just a necessary task that I keep creating. But that was the original moment where I had my aha moment. Yeah, it was awesome.
So good. Yeah. And it's that inside parts of us, right, that get to be revealed. And I've witnessed as well as we have all these seasons and chapters of our lives. And as you said, even though on paper it'd be like, oh, when you started your acting career, that could have been like your creative spark to, and sometimes life has little twists and turns and loop-de-loops.
It does have loop-de-loops. That's a good one. Yes. Yes.
Wonderful. Oh. So creative process. This is something that a lot of artists, when you're in it, you're in it. And I know you and I are both familiar with a book called The Artist's Way. And for those out there that are watching this podcast, there are rituals, techniques, and fundamentals that a lot of creative souls, I feel we're all creative souls, but in order to tap into that element of who we are, Quinne, what is your strategy, technique, flow state? And it might vary, I'm sure, from project to project, but in general, how do you open up the channel?
Such a great question. And I have learned so much from other people's journeys and processes. And honestly, it's really taking time to create a rhythm and a ritual and becoming quiet and being available to what might feel like boredom. My process is really when I am I don't step into it with expectation. I step into it with an openness and a willingness to allow whatever wants to come through. And it's in those moments that I get instructions, and then I'll know what to do next. And then it's just showing up for it. So I like to create space in my mornings. And I also have found that in order for me to really hear or feel what is being transmitted through me, I have to move. So first thing, I have to move. I have to walk, I have to be outside, or I have to dance or do some yoga for a minimum of 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And then I also straight away sit down and I journal. I just let a stream of consciousness flow, whatever's coming through. It often doesn't make any sense in the moment. And from there, I will find my steps to take. What story to tell, what format is it? Is it a painting? Is it a poem? Is it a song? What am I creating? An event? There's all these different things that I'm creating and playing with. So it's really making space and allowing myself to be an observer of almost the air and the sounds around me. I'm really noticing how the more I create that space, the more I'm hearing rhythm just in natural flow of life. Cars going by, cats rummaging around, kids playing in the background. There's like a rhythm that starts happening, and something happens in that meditation that brings forward, I guess, why I like poetry, where the rhythm comes in. And then the other piece of my process is collaboration, is co-creation. I love working in threes. I have like lots of different pods of three in my life where I find that we hold each other accountable, and we meet each other in the process. And then there's this co-creation, the feedback. Feedback is so important. Like when we are doing a podcast or putting something out in the world, having that it gets met somewhere, that inspires it to spiral out more and grow into more than what it is. And so yeah, finding the boredom, finding your rhythm, and listening deeply, and then finding your collaborators. Co-creating is key for me. Say anything else? Oh, and moving my body.
Mm.
Yes, there's more. I'll. That's what I've thought.
So
Yeah,
many ingredients to the
so many
recipe. I love it.
ingredients. Yeah,
Stir it up, cook it.
yeah.
So fun.
Mm,
Absolutely. I mean, of course, you and I have collaborated where you've had my music be this tapestry of sound waves for your spoken word. So
yes,
lovely.
yes, it was divine.
Well, let's share some visuals here. Go
Okay.
ahead and share about this book.
So this is my practice, and this is a big part of my creative process. Embodying metamorphosis mindfully. Metamorphosis is my practice that I've had now. Gosh, it's now 25 years. It's wild to be saying that. It informs everything that I do, and it's an embodied process. It's really simple, and it comes with hand symbols and a movement practice and an inquiry. So a really deep inquiry within to all the different parts of us. We have a physical, emotional, spiritual, and mind body. And all those parts of us wants to come into alignment. So this practice is about bringing those pieces into alignment so that you can hear through all the layers that makes us who we are.
Mhm.
And this is a workbook. So it brings forward all those practices. It kind of breaks it down and allows everyone to make it their own. And it accompanies my book that I created this year that just, yeah,
Mhm.
goes with Finding My Bones. Yeah.
Yes, go ahead and share
It
about
is.
Finding Bones.
I'm still giddy about this baby. Oh my gosh, Finding My Bones, a fantastical memoir of my experience with metamorphosis, which really transformed everything. And this is just a story that is how I live with metamorphosis. So you'll find some mythology in there, like La Loba, Finding Bones, and how I met all the parts of myself in different parts of my life. And it's really how I then understand it and break it down. So I wanted to bring something into the world that is creatively mine, authentically mine, original. And it also informs people of this process, this modality, this philosophy, way of thinking about life, really understanding how our experience is within, and as within, so without. What we are experiencing in our circumstances or how we take it in is really, it starts with how our attitude of mind is processing it. So the book breaks that down in story format, and it was brought to life in July under the Capricorn full moon, which has been such an ally in my life, brought such structure and vision and a belief in my vision. The Capricorn energy is amazing. So I'm really happy that it is out in the world now, and it's available on Amazon and in Kindle and soft cover. And it's a journey to put something so personal into the world. It's really taken me a minute because I thought it was medicine for me. And as I'm learning through my art we create medicine for ourselves, and then only does it do it only then does it become medicine for other people. And
Mm.
this wanted to be in the world. At first, I was like happy to let it live in my drive. I had gotten what I wanted from it. It was a huge gift. And then I kept getting called to put it into the world. And it's a big, beautiful step. And I'm feeling um, really proud of the courage that it takes to do that.
Mm. So lovely. I want to also share about the power of collaboration and, with your book, with your spoken word. Let's have a little listen here.
I am here letting go of fear. Trees align their knowing mine. Breath is life. Earth is under the knife. Will we be awake enough, more willing to speak off the cuff? We need to listen, not need to be Christian. I hear it feels secure. The belief system's lured. The gift is choice. Befriend the earth, rejoice. Our alliance is with everything. To breathe in and sing. Our voice joins the choir. Change now require leaning in to feeling lost. Death is not the cross. A doorway to the cycle. The password is recycle. Making space for more to exist is in our nature. Do not resist. There is enough when we share. Allow space if you care. There's a new wave, be brave. New songs to be sung. Diversity saves the lung. The run of this monoculture only beckons the rupture. Do it for the children, ignite the cauldron. Break down what is, sign a new lease. Appreciate the time you have, flow lovingly and laugh. Flow lovingly and laugh. Get up each day, be grateful and pray, be guided, be inspired. This way you won't be fired. There's an easier way, allowing each day, each the time of day, every being a kingdom. Every plant, animal, organism deserves freedom. Too many of us means too little of them. It's cages and plantations. We have phlegm. We can't breathe in this heat. We have lost the beat. The drum of our culture is out of rhythm. We are heading for a cataclysm. Learning a new song with the sound of a gong.
I remember waking up that Sunday morning and that peace, I couldn't stop. It just flowed through. I don't even know. It felt
Mm.
so, I was so emotional. It was not, it was wild. And then the first time I shared it was in your beautiful embodied shala with you. And
Mhm.
these pieces that just wants to be brought forward, and we just got to let it. We got to stop being
Yes.
in its way. I keep getting this message, just get out of the way. There's so much that is coming through. So it's a wild, beautiful time. Thank you for sharing that. And
Oh,
thank you
yeah.
for playing with me in it. Your
Of
work is
course,
so
yeah,
beautiful,
and
Yo. Oh my gosh.
yeah, so perfect. Yeah,
Mm,
I like
mm.
your idea of sets of 3. Let's, like, add a couple more on, and it's a magic
Oh,
number.
yes, it is. It is. There's more
Mhm,
to come for sure. For sure.
totally. So community,
Mm,
it's such a key part of your life,
key
and
part.
what's really beautiful is when we have a feedback loop, right? The sender, the message, the receiver, and then the feedback, the response can really affirm and true in to, like, oh, this is landing for people. There's a ripple effect happening, and I know you probably witnessed that when you've been in TV and film and people saw you and shared, like, what impact it had for them. So in all aspects of your life, with your spoken word, with your you're hosting events, right, in person, and you're having ancestral guardians of our land come and support, and then creating more content, right, your books. And so how has the response been? And if you want to share any anecdotes of what you've witnessed by hearing from your communities.
Oh, it's magic. It really is everything. I mean, we do not live in isolation, and it's really about that ripple. And so it is for me about more in-person community events. I got called by Mother Moon to really bring our awareness back to her. So that's where a lot of this also started. Every month I do 2 moon circles for our community here in Sunset Park in Santa Monica. And there's such support and safety that's starting to happen amongst this community, and the feedback and the response and the appreciation to have a space like that to land in has been incredible. And it actually allows for it to flow. So there's this tremendous ease of flow. Just it happens every month, no doubt. And then the feedback to the work that we shared, the spoken word, the poetry book, and now Finding My Bones, has been so interesting to become aware of how we are all really so connected. And so I had this beautiful moment at a moon circle the other night where I had a community member come in, and she just gave me the biggest hug. And she says, I was crying on the beach. I was completely enthralled by your book. I want to share it with the world. Everyone should read this. This is going to change so many lives. Thank you for doing this. And she was so personal about it and just brought me to an awestruck moment that affirmed me putting it out in the world, because it is still really personal. And yet it's not about me at all, because we can all relate. And that is what's so beautiful about art and any book we write or any piece we put out in the world, any piece of music, is that we are all moved in a different way. And from the first time I started sharing the words, every single person had a different experience of it, which is also super thrilling. That there's all these different ways that people are connecting with it and different things people are getting out of it. The permission is a big one. I think a lot of people are speaking about it's giving them permission to really step in their way. And that is all I want. So that feedback excited me, is that people really receive that message, that there's no right or wrong way. There's really, we're all unique. We all have that specific part to play that is so particular to us, to each person. So it's been really exciting to be in community, to be in person, and to change the feedback from something that feels really true from me, other than scripts written by other people. Because until I started my own thing, I was, on TV doing other people's scripts, other people's stories, which was its own thing. But this is very exciting.
Mm-hmm. So lovely. And as you were sharing, there's something about the human journey when you're clear, like we're not alone. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves, hey, we're not alone. Not alone in the suffering, not alone in the stress, not alone in the celebrations, and not alone in a flow state of creativity where an audience globally can receive the magic, just like we were hearing all your lovely stories about. It can land and make an impact. And that's one of those, just keep moving forward. And despite of all the behind the scenes, and that's why I always love to have the prior question be about creative process, because if we can tap into that parts of who we are, then there's the big part that can become our lives, right? Which is the dharma, right? The purpose of who we are. And, if anything, we want to be on our deathbed and be like clear of like, we live this journey full on. And it's so powerful. And speaking of death, what were we talking about? A death doula role? Oh my God.
What?
The death doula
Yes.
pieces of like supporting people, like art and people being present. And then we're talking about collaboration, community. It just came to me that like in life, when you come into this life, we have people that are here to celebrate us, right? And it's like when we're in this last phase of our journey, like as we close up, it's almost like when we're creative and when we make an impact in the world, I feel like there's these reflections we can have. I mean, I just listen to my music. I'll just be like, "Hey, play Breath by DTO," and I'll just like drift off and Bursting Stars. And it's almost like your spoken words and your authorship and your workbooks that are supporting people, and you being a mother and a wife and a friend and a soul sister to so many. There's this part of our journey that always feels like, why not go for it? Right. And that's one of my messages to everyone out there watching, like, go for it. Like, who knows? Write that book, write your own screenplay. You don't have to watch Wizard of Oz 1,000 times. Create your own movie,
Yes, yes,
click
please.
your own heels.
Let's go. Let's play and create. That is where we are. I really feel super compelled to, as you are, call people forward. It's time to create and not just sit back and be puppets. It's time to step in. It's the creative return. It's time. It's really time.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
happening. So I want you to talk about Quinta Cacao before you have your closing words. So feel free to share about this venture. By the way, my blood type is cacao.
Mine too. And it was while I was on this beautiful journey with you and Hema on that land. Oh my gosh, how I can't wait to get back there. We're going to do a retreat together. So that's where I really experienced cacao in its raw form for the first time, on that beautiful coffee farm that you took us to. And I was giddy with joy, giddy with how I felt as I was eating these beautiful beans in its slimy membrane, the sweet bitterness. It changed my life. And so and that was on my way to landing and rooting in Santa Monica. I hadn't yet come to LA, so that was en route. And I've hosted circles and spaces for 20 years, more than 20 years, always with different, soups and potlucks or wine or tea. But I brought cacao with me, and that has become how I share what binds people, what connects us, what brings us into relationship from a heart space, because she drops us so deeply into that heart connection, teaches right relation with land and each other and self. And Quinta Cacao came from that because my grandmother is Quinta. And it's the fifth element. So Quinta Cacao is my offering and packaging of my cacao as I serve it in a ritual format, understanding ceremony and the simplicity of it, and really allowing ourselves to be practical idealists and learn. And the other quote I love by Rumi, learn that life is rigged in our favor. Everything, even when it feels awful, is rigged in our favor. And I feel cacao is the colostrum of the new earth. So as a doula, as a birth doula, that word came to me when I really engaged cacao and learn how everything in moderation, right? It's really learning that we don't need as much as we think. And if we really just step into not only what we want, but really that there's enough, knowing when enough is enough, I guess. But that's Quinta Cacao. It's in honor of my grandmother that is my elder and taught me so much about life and artistry and family and tribe and moderation. She was queen of moderation and the teaching of that. Yeah. What else can I say? There you go. You can find it on my website. Yeah.
Amazing.
And come to my circles. That's why I serve it.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, so good. Yeah, cacao and it's interesting how many millions of people have had chocolate, but they've not ever either seen a cacao plant nor ever had the actual source of where chocolate comes from.
Yeah, it baffles people. They don't know. But now we are teaching and sharing so that we can learn. Reciprocity, the new frequency, the new currency is the frequency of reciprocity. That I feel really strongly about is like the more we step into our personal value system, the true nature of reciprocity will come back and things will kind of find its harmony again, find our harmony.
Speaking of harmonies, I actually have a song that I produced called Cacaocita. And
Yes, right.
it's a like Latin American vibe. It's all honoring the cacao, like baby Simba, putting it up. So yeah, caucaucita.
I love that
So
song.
lovely. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, let's get into our fifth element. Speaking of all the elements, quinta,
Quinta.
share your closing words.
Mm. There's so much we always want to share, but I keep coming back to the same thing I keep saying over and over. Just contemplating what else is possible, and what if you, me, it all was enough. When we take out our needy wanting and step into inspiration, inspired action, and really understanding desire and allowing ourselves to align back with soul and heart, and let the mind be a worker bee, not take so much control. So, what else is possible? And what if you were absolutely enough, in complete value? You are so valuable as you are, as am I, as we all are, every creature on this planet. This is the experience of being human, to value all of it and enjoy it.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I honor you for being here. Where can we find you online? We have Instagram. Boom.
Boom.
Here we have it. And go to Quinne Play.
Come play
And
with
that's where
me.
you're going to share about your upcoming events. I know you have one September 20th and you have a lot more. People can obviously link out to your website. What else can people learn about you when they go to your Instagram?
Yeah. So a big part of my sharing happens on Substack. So if you join me on Substack, you'll also see that's where I share snippets of chapters of the book in a voice recording. I'm still busy recording. I've got a few more chapters to go, but I'm sharing it as I go onto Substack. And Instagram leads to all of those on my website too. And if you are in Santa Monica or LA area, we are in Sunset Park, and that's where all the live events happen. And we have a WhatsApp community that you can join to be invited to everything that happens here. There's a new moon circle every month. There's a full moon circle. And those are so deep and wonderful, and like a reset button. It's very safe space. And then our sitting with the elders, we have a lot to learn. And we have the privilege of having Belinda and Naomi from the Dene people in Arizona coming through to our community at this beautiful space, Womb, on the 20th of September. So look out for that invitation. There's a lot to look forward to in this life and in this space right now.
Yes. And I know that when people go to your website, they can sign up for your newsletter and then go to your Substack when they click the read section of your website. And so this is the website everyone can go to. And thank you so much, Quinne. We appreciate you, and keep on shining your light in the world.
Thank you so much, TTO. Sharai Veti, my friend. Deep appreciation for you. Much love.
Much love. Okay. Ciao, everyone.
Ciao, everyone.
Been traveling across oceans of time and space.